Yeah, hello guys, good evening everyone. Okay, so for the online guys, hope my voice is clear for you. Can you please confirm me? Okay, so welcome to the very last class for sessions. Yeah, I'll tell you. So first of all, like not much clear. Is it clear for you, Vaishnav? You know, can you confirm me one more time now? Okay, fine. So here I'm going to tell you about one very important class. Okay, for the real time aspect. See, all of you learned the course, but do you have any real time exposure? All right, but like how real time works and what are the important things you need to learn before going to real time is I'll tell you. For example, as a DevOps engineer, what is our main responsibility, sir? Voice not clear. Wait. Guys, can you confirm me now? Is it clear or like still you are having the same issue? Not, I think it's clear. How about now? Can you confirm? Is it still you are having issue or like fine now?
Hello, hello. So still, I think so. You are getting the issue. Give me a second. Fine. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay. So now, as a DevOps engineer, what is our main responsibility in real time to deploy the applications? Correct or not, sir? What is deployment, sir? First of all, you tell me this meaning. Installing of what? Ah, tell me what is the meaning of deployment here? Hey, you deployed a lot of applications, right? You deployed monolithic application, you deployed microservice application, you deployed the infrastructure also. Yeah, what is deployment? My question. Installing plugins, sir. It's fine. Fine. I said this in very first class of demos, and I said this recently also. Deployment means process of installing an application to the server. Now you are like, oh, is that? Missed it. Okay. See, like as a DevOps engineer, you know, like you have done a lot of deployments, but if you can't explain what is deployment, what is a user? Nothing, right? So don't forget this one. Here I have written, okay. Deployment means it's the process of installing the web application on a web application. What is a web application server we use in our cases? Tomcat. Which one, sir? You know, Tomcat is a web application server. Then why you haven't said me? Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Fine. I'll ask you one question. Can anyone tell me what is this? Amazon. Sir, is this a website or is this a web application? Tell me this one, sir. Web application. Huh? How can you tell? It? Sorry, it is? It's showing application that it is website or web application. And you? Same. You? Web application. How many of you say it's a website? Raise your hands. None of you. Explain me why it is a web application. Okay. I come to your point only. How can you tell it is a web application, not website? Think logically. Apply your brain. Number of? Okay. Correct point. See, thus the basic difference between website and web application is website will be having only front end code. Have you ever seen Java code for website? Python code for website? But web application will have front end code plus back end code. This is the basic thing you need to understand. Recently, I have taken one of the interview for the experience candidate. Recently, only few months ago, I asked them what is the difference between website and web application. In website, we can see images. In web application, also we can see images. He said this kind of example, okay? And the experience is almost all is having 3.5 years of experience. See how the position is in the market. But you don't tell these mistakes, okay? Website means you will be having front end code. And web application means you'll be having both front end code plus. What is the example for web application? Tomcat, Nginx, JBoss, IIS. So we seen Tomcat, but of course, apart from Tomcat, you can use this also. That's completely fine. So when it comes to website, you will use web server. Which server? HTTP Nginx. Have I shown both of them or not, sir? Yes. Web application is a program that can be accessed via browser and it is linked to database. But whereas website database is optional, no required to use database for website. It's optional. Website will be having both front end code plus, but where website will be having only front end code. Web application will be having front end code plus. A website is a collection of pages that can be image, audio, video, everything. Web application can't interact with end user or can interact with end user. Web application can't or can interact with end user. It can interact, but website, web application can be read and manipulate the data, but here we can't read and manipulate the data. And here functionality is going to be complex and this functionality is going to be, why? Because web application will be having both codes, backend and front end code. So definitely it's complex and very huge. But whereas website will be having only front end code. So it is very simple functionality. Is it clear now? First of all, what is deployment? You tell me now. Process of installing application to a server. That is the deployment. And coming to the deployment, which one you are going to deploy, website or web application? Difference between website and web application will be website only front end. Web application, website don't require database. Web application required database. Which one is easy functionality? Website. Okay. Sir, what is the path you are going to deploy website? Where HTML. What is the path to deploy web application? Web apps. Which folder? Already said this point, okay? In project, I said the point very clearly. You are going to deploy the web application in the web apps folder. Which folder? Web apps folder. But where to deploy the website? Where? www HTML. That code will be consist of front end. Here I am writing this one for you. Front end code will be on where HTML. If you want to deploy web application, you need to deploy on Tomcat folder. Inside Tomcat folder, will be having web apps. Which one? Website. That means front end code simply, okay? Like that. Okay, sir, you know what is website, what is web application, but my question is why you are going to deploy? Like, what is the purpose of deployment? The main purpose of deployment is first of all adding new feature. Which one? See, I have the application called Instagram application. Which one? In Instagram application, you will be having reels option. Correct or not, sir? You will be having images option. You will be having videos option. Correct or not? If I want to add one more option called message option, which option? So I need to write the code and then to deploy the code to server. Correct or not, sir? The first purpose is adding new feature to the application. Second purpose, removing the bugs. Third one, enhancing the, that means already I have the Reels feature. If I want to make improvement for this feature, for that purpose also I can change the code and I can deploy the code into the server. Fifth one, breaking large application to microservice. That means I have very big application. If I want to break down into small pieces, so then I can also able to deploy the application. Now tell me, what is the purpose of deploying the application? First of all, new features. Second one, removing the bug. Third one, enhancing the existing feature or new feature. Fourth one, performance improvement. Fifth one, breaking the big application into microservice. You know what is the meaning of microservice, right? Tell me what is the meaning of microservice? Fine. So now, okay, sir, you said what is deployment and what are the things, like why we need to deployment also you said, but what are the things you require for the deployment? The first thing is going to be infrastructure. Without infrastructure, can you do deployment? Possible is it? No. Second thing is new release of the code. See, already you give version 1 code for me. I deployed the application of version 1. If I want to deploy version 2, I need to have new code or not, sir? Without new code, can you deploy the application? No, right? That's it. And here, involvement of development team, QA team, and DevOps team. How many teams are going to involve here? 3. Development team will write the code, testing team will test the code, and DevOps team is going to deploy the product or application. And fourth one, we need to create the new databases. What we gonna create? So definitely database are going to play a very crucial role in real-time aspect. So we are going to create the databases. So fifth one, approval from the release manager. Approval from what? So in some companies, there is a post called SRM, Senior Release Manager, or RM, Release Manager, okay? If you want to release an application to the market, first of all, they need to approve. Without their approve, you cannot do the deployment. These are the factors which are going to play a crucial role. Is the point clear now? Again, first of all, we need to have the infra setup. Second one, we need to have the new code. Third one, we need to have the developing QA and DevOps team of involvement. Fourth one, creating the new databases. And fifth one, approval from RM. Okay. So now my question is, sir, I'll ask a basic question. What is the difference between release and deployment? This question you are going to encounter when you are going with some experience. How many people are going with experience here? Which year you passed out, Mahesh? Mahesh only, right? 2020. Okay, you can go with the experience, sir. So now this question is for you. What is the difference between them? Okay. No. It's not correct. Then deployment means we deploy the application in production again. What is the difference between them? Okay. Not correct. No. Deployment also can user can access. Releasing means Huh? No, not that one. No. Okay, fine. I'll tell you. And from your side, nothing, eh? Sure. The difference between release and deployment, release means you will be changing the version of your application. Deployment means with the same release. For example, see, like I'll tell you in the simplest way, sir, you will be having the application called 1.2.1 or like 1.2.3. Okay. So if you do the deployment, like if you are deploying the same code, it is called as deployment, but the code is changing 1.2.3 sorry, 1.3.1 I'm changing. What I'm changing? 1.3 point, that is called as release. What we can call as? Already I said, first one is called as major version. First one is called as, second one, minor version. Third one is going to be patch. Which one? So here, first of all, major version will be there. Major. Second one, minor version. Third one, patch. If you change patches, that is deployment. If you change patches, that is going to be. But if you change minor version, that is release, sir. This is the smallest difference actually. Which one you are changing? Patch or minor version? That is initial release. Okay. Is it clear? If you change the patches and deploy the application, that is deployment only. But if you change a minor version and if you deploy the application, that is what we can call as release. Which one? Patches will be having corrections actually. For example, the main purpose of patch, to add the security and to remove the vulnerabilities, to remove the bugs. Patch main purpose. But in minor version, you are going to add the new features. What you are going to add? So, right, if you add new features, that is what we can call as release. No, sir, if you update the patches, or if you remove bugs, if you improve some security vulnerabilities, so that is what we can call as deployment. Is the practical example clear now? You can write wherever you want. Online, is the difference between release and deployment clear for all of you? Can you please confirm me once? Online, are you able to hear me? Is the point clear for you? Okay, fine. Okay, sir, fine. So now this is clear for you. So now you know what are the things required for deployment. So new infra setup and as well as new code development like testing and QA team. So creating a database and you need to get the approval from RM also. Next year, things to consider and taken care while deployment. That means precautions. What it is? Without taking precautions, can we do it? Sorry. Can we do deployment? So deployment is going to be very, very careful. See, for example, if you are doing operation, how much careful you are going to be, sir? Why we need to be careful? If the operation is not going to success, patient will die. But if release is not going to success, we will die, sir. Correct or not? For that purpose, we need to do the precautions for the deployment. Okay. First of all, you are going to take the backups of current bill. What is the meaning of current bill? You know, WAR file, right? That is the backup of the bill, and database backup also going to be very, very mandatory. Next, provide the isolation for environments, developing environment, testing, production. So this we need to provide isolation. Third one, if the deployment fails, we need to roll back, sir. What is the meaning of rollback? Going back to the previous version. Finally, make sure that you are deploying on current client and current environment. This is going to be very, very important. Why? Because it happened to me one time. The only time I got escalation in my professional career is due to this issue. You know what is the meaning of escalation? No, escalation. What is escalation? Oh, like what is escalation? I'm asking. If you do something mistakes, they will arrange a call. In that call, they are going to praise you a lot. మామూలు praising కాదు range లో ఉంటుంది అసలు. If you do something mistake, so they are going to like take a kind of interview. Okay, so that is going to down your confidence actually. Mistakes everybody can do, but the way of speaking is going to be very, very different at that time with the clients. Okay, so whenever you are deploying, you need to select the current client and current environment. Like basically what happened means we have a client called Fidelity. You know Fidelity? Fidelity client. Okay, like it's one of my client actually. I need to deploy application on the Fidelity, but unfortunately, developer raised the request to deploy testing environment. Which environment? I deployed on the client environment directly. Got the mistake? Application is not tested. When we are going to give the application, when the application is successfully tested, if it is not having any bugs, then I can give to client. But I directly give the client, sir. It's like you prepare a food on your home. Your relatives came. You haven't tasted, directly give to them. What will happen, sir? Of course, if the food is taste, then it is everything is fine. But if it is not taste, you know what will happen, right? Same thing happened to me also. So, but you won't do this mistake, okay? So select the current client and correct environment. Okay. So now, till now what we have seen is what is deployment and what is difference between website and web application. Like what are the main factors you need to do for deployment? Like why we need to do deployment? What is the purpose? And what are the things you required and what are the precautions you are going to take? Is it clear till for all of you know? Now coming to the main point here, how many type of deployment we have? This is called as deployment models, or you can call it as deployment strategies. What we can call as deployment strategy refer for how a application is going to deploy. Like what is the internal process we are going to follow for deploying the application. First one and very famous one in the real time is blue-green deployment model. Which one? Have you ever heard about blue-green deployment model? All right. None of you? One blue is there, one green is there today. Uh, Fine. And of course, I have both even. Okay. Sir, see like how the blue-green deployment is going to work, you know. So for example, it is my server. This server is my old server, which is having code one. Which code? That means version one code I have. So all the users initially use my server, like basically your load will come from load balancer only. I think all of you know load balancer, right? Initially users will use the application from the server, old server. Old server is having old code only. That means version one code. But when developer write the new code for version two, what DevOps people will do, you know? DevOps people will create the new servers. What we will do? After creating the new servers, version two, we are going to deploy on new servers. Now what we will do? I will route the traffic from old servers to new server, simply creating a new target group. You know how to create target group, right? With the help of these servers, you are going to create the target group and you are going to route the traffic from this to this. Is the point clear for you? This is what we can call as blue-green deployment. That means blue color is the old server which is having version 1 code, and green server will be the new server which is having version 2 code. Initially, everybody will use blue, but later on, we are going to deploy the new application into the green server. We are going to route the traffic from old server to new server. How you are going to route the traffic? Create a new target group, attach the target group to this load balancer. I think you know what is the meaning of target group, right? What is target group? No. Group of servers. Target means single server. Target group means group of servers. We already discussed an elastic load balancer. If you remember, correct or not, sir? Couple of days ago, we deployed the infrastructure. So last day, I think so. Last but one day. Correct or not? Okay. Like that. It is the first deployment model. Okay. See, lot of people will use this deployment model in real time. So you can explain the same deployment model in that interview also. Second one is going to be rolling strategies. Which one? This already we seen in the Kubernetes point of view. What is the meaning of rolling strategies? You know, here currently there is a user. Okay, for example, he is using health for me to lose some weight. For example, let's take. Okay, here initially he can access the application of version one. Which one? What happened? You know, how many old servers I'll be having? 4 old servers, right? I'll create one new server and I'll remove one old server. Now, new server will be having which version of application? Version 2. Again, I'll remove second old server and I'll create second new server. So this looks similar to like this. See, if I open the paint here, you can get the clarity. One, two, three. Okay. So all of these are going to be a version 1, sir. Which one? version 2, version 3. Oh, sorry. Everything will be version 1 only. I forgot. Wait. So what exactly going to happen, So initially you'll be having 3 servers. I'll create one version 2 server and I'm going to remove one version 1 server. Now you'll be having 3 servers, but this is having version 2 code and this both will be having version 1 code. Similarly, I'll create new server and I'll install version 2 application. What I'll install? Again, I'm going to remove version 1. Now again, you'll be having 3 servers like this. One more thing with version 2 and I'm going to remove version 1. So this is completely replacing version 2 with version. This is the default strategy for Kubernetes. Remember, if someone asks what is the default strategy in Kubernetes, rolling updates. Which one? In the process of, I think I said you this one, like deployment and replicas, I said you, right? Okay, so the same process they followed here. But here we have a condition. What is the condition? Your old code and new code must be running at same time on old environment and new one. That means parallelly. Your old code is going to run on old server and new code will be running on in parallel time. That is the condition for the rolling strategies. What is third one here? Canary deployment. Which one? Canary deployment is very easy. For example, I have 3 servers here. How many servers? Server 1, server 2 will be having version 1 code and server 3 will be having version 2 code. Which code, sir? So here, whenever you see this one, initially I'll be having 100 users. How many? 70% of user. That means 70 users I'll send to version 1, version 2 code. Only 30% I'll send to the version 2. If this 30% of users got satisfied, then I am going to remove the old servers and I'm going to create new server with new version. Simply testing. Okay, it's like voting actually. Which one? In voting also same process or not, sir? Again, see the example I'll tell you. How many users are there here? 100, right? 70 user I'll send to version 1 code. 30 user I'll send to. So I want to give new version code for the every user. So if the 30 people are satisfied with using this code, I'll remove this old servers and I'll create the new server with new code. This kind of strategy is what we can call as canary. Which one? Canary. Okay. So here it is useful when 2 different code need to be running on new environment like that. Fourth one is going to be recreating strategy. Which one? Sir, for if you see blue-green deployment or rolling or canary, you require 2 servers for version 1 and but this recreating strategy don't require 2 servers. 1 server is enough. Initially, I'll be having server 1. Here I am running version 1 code. Which code? What I'll do, I'll stop the server. I'll remove the version 1 code and I'll put the version 2 code. Here I'm using same server or different servers. Correct or not, sir? So this is how the recreating strategy will work. Which one will work? No need to delete. You just delete the code only. That means you remove the code. You will put the new code. But whereas remaining 3 strategies, you are going to create separate server for it. No, there will be some downtime, na? For example, see if my users are using the application from day to night, at least I'll get 1 hour of gap, right? Midnight, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Like early morning it is, okay? At that time, nobody is gonna use. See, if you use a WhatsApp, most of the times you will get huge traffic from evening 8 to 11, 12, 1. Correct or not? For some watchmen's 4 a.m. also. Correct only, right? What watchman will do? He will not sleep. He will use WhatsApp. Correct or not? అంతే కదా. So like that, okay? So this is how exactly the things will work, okay? So at like morning 4 a.m. there will be less traffic. So in that less traffic time, what I'll do, I'll deploy my direct new application, like instead of wasting the time. So this is how the recreating strategy will work, sir. But this is the best strategy you can explain in interview. You can tell them, we deployed one version code in the server. So if I want to deploy the new application, first of all, you are going to remove the code, taking the backup, take the backup of the code, take the backup of database, remove that code from the server and deploy the new application. Now automatically user will get which application? and start the server now. So user can able to use the application. Is the point clear for you now? That means simply all of this, which one we followed, recreating we followed. Which one? I'm using a single server or multiple server for deployment. That means which concept you can explain. But remember, when the application got deployed in real time, we need to restart the server. See, if I do the deployment, first of all, I need to start it, then I start it. Stop it, start it. So this need to be followed on real time. So finally, A/B deployment, which we are never going to use on real time. So this is going to work for load balancer. Here you will be having two servers. Server 1 will be having port 1 for old code. Which code? Port B will be having new server for, again, I'll send 100 users. Which server got response very goodly? So I'm going to remove that port, like I'm going to use that port and I'm going to remove the other port. Basically, it's not required to explain why, because nobody will use this deployment in real time. Okay. Final one is going to be custom strategy. Which one? If you create your own strategy, that is what we can call as custom strategy. If you want to explain, you can explain anything. Blue green, you can explain. If it is monolithic, blue green or recreate. But if it is microservice, rolling updates or blue green, anything is fine. So depends upon the project, what you are going to put on the resume, you can explain that. Again, guys, I'm explaining everything for one more time for you. So first of all, coming to the rolling strategies, coming to the deployment strategies. First one is in blue green, how many servers you are going to have? Two kind of server. Blue server will be having old code and green server will be having, initially user will access version 1 code from old server. So DevOps team will create the new server, they will deploy the new application and they are going to route the traffic. How to route the traffic? Target group. Second one, rolling strategy. What rolling strategy is going to teach? Initially will be having version 1 in all the teams. What you are going to have initially? Version 1. So after that, you will create a new server and install the version 2 and you are going to remove the version 1. Similarly, you are going to create second new server of version 2 and you are going to remove the second old server. Third new server and you are going to remove third old. This is the default strategy for Kubernetes. Is the point clear? Next year, canary deployment. Which one? So this canary deployment is nothing but user based. For example, if I have 100 users, 70 users I'll send to old server. 30 user I'll send to, I'll check which server got satisfied. Like for example, if the 30% got satisfied with version 2 code, I'll replace all the old server with, now new server means which code you will be having? Version 2 code. That means all the people are going to use version 2 code only. Recreating. What is the, like how recreate is going to work? Tell me, you tell me. First of all, in server, you are going to remove the old code and you are going to deploy the in the same server. So then you are going to stop the server and you are going to restart it. This is what we can call as recreating strategy. Which one? How recreating strategy is going to differ from other strategies? Recreating required only one server, like only one server, old and new, it's not required. In one server, you can do the entire things. I mean, like one server means basically cluster. In real time, we are going to deploy in cluster, right? No need to create new servers. With existing server, we can perform this one. Finally, A/B deployment. A/B deployment is like port. In the load balancer, you create two servers, port A, old server, port B. So in real time, we are going to use this for testing purpose. Which purpose? Finally, custom. What is the meaning of custom strategy? Huh? You can own your, like you can make your own plan. So here you need to understand the meaning of downtime. All of you know downtime, right? I said this point very clearly. What is downtime? The amount of time, how much your application is unavailable. That is what we can call as a DevOps engineer, we need to create zero downtime. That means your application need to be running 24/7. At what time? How we can do means with the help of Kubernetes. In Kubernetes, if you deploy a server, automatically KOps will create a new server. Or if you create a pod, automatically pod is going to recreate with the help of replica set. Correct or not, sir? That's it. Is the concept clear for you now? And one more thing, basically, I'm gonna give interview questions for you. Like if you open your Telegram, I mean, like before interview question, is the concept clear for all of you? First of all, everyone, online, what about you? Can you please confirm is the concept clear for all of you or not? So guys, please check your Telegram group. In the Telegram group, I'm gonna post 100 questions for DevOps. How many questions? If you answer these 100 questions, like if you can able to self answer your 100 questions, you can crack any interview. That's what I'm sure. There it is, your batch 4:30, right? Okay. You can check it there in the Telegram channel now. I just posted. Have you got it? Achinda? Bye. Yes, Naveen. Okay. Okay, sir. Fine, sir. Now you said about everything. So here my question is, in real time, if I want to explain a project, guys, listen here. It is very important. In real time, if I want to explain a project, how I need to explain a project? This is the main question. Lot of people who are going for experience are failing on this question. They don't know how to explain the project. Trust me, they really don't know. Like, I'll tell you one craziest thing. You will go mad actually. You won't believe, first of all, me. With this course, how much of experience you can put, I said? For 3 years, what is the maximum package you can get? 7 to 15, right? You don't believe, one of my previous student from the batch of 6 p.m. Okay? Have I said his name? His name is Babu actually. Okay? Today, I was really wonder, like he sent me one of the, like he got a package actually. Okay? You literally don't believe how much of package you got. So I'll show you one thing. I mean, like I'm not going to record this one. Why? Because it's some sensitive information, but I'll show you. How much of package maximum he will get, sir? How much? Correct only you said. Okay. Actually, if you don't believe me, I'm gonna show you lively. Can you see that figure actually how it is? How much the package is? 1 lakh. 1 crore. Please see it clearly. Are you seeing it, boys? Not visible, huh? How about now? Just give it to them. Just pass it to them. How much the package is? It's 15 lakhs 50,000. That means 15.5 lakhs. How much? And you know how much of experience he put there? He put exactly 4 lakhs. Sorry, 4 lakhs not. 4 years of experience. How much? You wanna see it? Good. Actually, like it's certain, but like it's not including the variable pay. Including variable pay, he got the package of 15.5 lakhs. How many lakhs, sir? Sir, for your batch, I'm saying the content. For their batch also, I said the content. But for your batch, I said some additional content. That means if Bini can get it, like can't you get it? Just think logically. I am the same trainer. I taught for them and I taught for you also. Same content. But when it comes to your batch, I taught some additional content, right? If he can get the job, why can't you get the job, sir? What is the difference between that person and you? Hmm? Correct, right? He worked very hard. Like even you don't believe, he worked hard for 4 months after the course completion. How many months? That means almost all the course got completed in the month of November, I think so. Sorry, not November. It's August actually. Okay. So even you can do the same thing, but the only difference is consistency. He is very consistent throughout this process. So you need to be very consistent. But remember, with this course, you can go with experience. For fresher, 50% of my course is maximum enough. How much of percentage? You can ask me, sir, you taught us within 3 months. Yes, of course. I took the course for 2 months only, right? But what the matter is, it doesn't matter how many days I taught you. What level of depth I have gone for. Is it matching the real-time standard? Is it really worthwhile? That you need to think on this way. Of course, somebody will teach you DevOps for 4 months and 3 months also, but it doesn't matter. Number of days are not going to count, guys. The only thing that is going to count is how depth it is. If the number of days are going to count, let's take one practical example. I think I said this example of Surya Kumar Yadav. Said or not? At what age Surya Kumar Yadav came to international cricket? At 32. But Rishabh Pant, 17 years, right? And how about Mike Hussey? 33. At the age of 33, right? Whereas Sachin Tendulkar, if experience really matter, Sachin Tendulkar need to come to international at 30 years, sir. Correct or not, sir? But how he came at the exact 16 years? How? By dedication, by working very hard, right? This is all the same thing. You need not to take course for 6 months and 4 months and 3 months, sir. It doesn't matter really how much depth you are going to learn. What companies and industries are expecting from you. Are you capable of delivering it? If you are capable of delivering it, no need for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, even 15 days also fine. Even there is a guy, I trained only for 20 days for him. But per day, like I trained almost all 2 to 3 hours actually. You don't believe within 20 days he got the job. And like he's not from here, he's from US actually. He got the package of 75 lakhs, I think so. There. So do you believe like really the number of months are going to matter here? Number of days are going to matter? Number of hours? What is the matter here mainly? Depth. How depth you are going to learn and how dedicated you are. That's it. Is the point clear for you? Okay then. Where is answers? Answers you need to prepare, Venkatesh. Okay, interview questions only I'll give. You need to prepare yourself answers. And everything, every interview question you are seeing from there is is coming from our like what we call class notes only. If you have my class notes, every question you can get the answer from there itself. Okay. First of all, here I'm going to explain you monolithic project. In interview, if you put the monolithic project, how you are going to explain. See, I'm telling on real time way. How I worked on my real time, I'm going to share the same experience with you. Sir, whenever if a project comes to our company, first of all, we are going to create a client account. What we are going to create? If you go to AWS organization accounts, so like open your AWS console, here you can see organization accounts. Have you seen this one? If we have 10 clients, for each client, we are going to create one separate account. So it is going to be done by AWS organizations. Which one? Central management for multiple AWS. It is the first point you are going to do. For each client, we are going to create a separate account from organization accounts. After you create that one, we are going to create a SSO. Which one? SSO means single sign-on. What is SSO? That means with the help of SSO, you can be able to log into all the client accounts. See, if I have 10 clients, for 10 clients, I don't have different username, different password. Same username, same password. Same username and so we are going to link that client account with the SSO. SSO stands for single. That means user can be able to log into all the accounts with the same username and same password. So third step is creating infra. Third step is what? What is the meaning of infra? Like how can you create infra by using Terraform? In Terraform, I said modules concept, right? In real time, most of the cases we use modules to create the infra. That means code will be same, but you are going to put in the module. What is Terraform module? Modules will divide the code into structural format, and these are used for reusability. Which one? Just simple like your Ansible playbook. Already we discussed or not, sir? And which kind of infra you are going to create? This one I shown you practically, correct or not? To web servers, to app servers, to database servers, along with Elastic Load Balancer, along with the IAM users, S3 bucket, one entire end-to-end VPC, correct or not? Once your infrastructure got created, here you need to configure that infrastructure. How you can configure with the help of? In Ansible, you will create roles. These roles will install the software like for web server, Apache or Nginx will install. For app server, Tomcat, and for database server, you are going to install. This I shown you on two ways. Manual way I have shown you, automation also I shown you. Manual way means what? Running the scripts from my GitHub account. Automation means with the help of Ansible playbook, I shown you what is LAMP stack. Which one? Shown you or not, sir? And even you can use my scripts to automate also. Two ways I shown you, manual and automation. Once your infrastructure is created, you are going to configure it. Once the configuration done, you are going to do the so deployment start with the GitHub. Developers will pull the code to GitHub. Sorry, push the code to GitHub. From the GitHub, you are going to generate the continuous integration server. Here you are going to create a with the help of var file. What you are going to do with the integration of Ansible. Have I said this project or not, sir? We discussed the integration of Ansible with Jenkins and we deployed the application into multiple nodes or not, sir? Yes. And finally, verifying the application is working from load balancer DNS or not. So if you deploy the application need to be run with the help of load balancer only. Have I shown you how to create load balancer? Have I shown you how to create servers and attach them to load balancer? And in which server you are going to deploy the application? Web server, app server, database server? Which server? App server, man. In Tomcat only we are deploying the application, right? What is Tomcat? Application server. Correct or not, sir? This is the way you are going to explain the project. Remember, if you explain project like this, half of the interview is done for you. Guys, trust me, lot of people are failing for interviews due to this reason only. I'm talking about experienced people. For fresher, they won't explain, they won't expect this much of explanation from you. Okay. So remember this one. 6 steps is going to be very, very clear. Step number 1, like you tell me now, what is step number 1? Creating a client account. How can you create from the organization account? Each account will be having separate. So to log into the client account, which one you are going to use? SSO stand for single sign-on. What is the meaning of single sign-on? With the help of single credential, you are going to log into all accounts. Next one, here you are going to create the infra. How you are going to create infra, sir? With the help of Terraform, you are going to create modules and you are going to deploy which application? Once infra got created, you can configure. Configuration you can do manual or automation. So, but here we are going to use automation. Which tool we are going to use? And here you are going to use roles. That role is going to install. Of course, for deploying the application also we can use the roles. And finally, you are going to do your infra is ready and your infra is configured. So deployment start from GitHub. Take the code from GitHub. Take it to Jenkins. Create a and go for CI/CD. In this CI/CD, you can integrate Nexus and SonarCube also. That's completely fine. Of course, if you don't integrate, it's fine. Even in my organization, for a production pipeline, we don't have Nexus. We don't have SonarCube also. We use AWS bucket to store the WAR file. Okay, it's completely optional. And how you are going to deploy with the Jenkins and Ansible integration. Is that clear? Finally, once the application got deployed, we are going to verify from the load balancer. And deployment is like, first of all, you are going to deploy in developing environment. Which environment? Then testing, then UAT, then production. So remember, this is the way. First of all, you are going to deploy in dev server. So then test, then UAT, and finally you'll be going for the prod. Is the explanation of monolithic architecture clear for all of you? Can you please confirm? All in, what about you? Is the monolithic architecture and project clear for all of you? Can you please confirm me once how to explain? Okay, fine. Okay, sir. Apart from monolithic project, if I put microservice project, how we are going to explain microservice project? Again, same thing. First of all, you are going to create a separate account. Next, you are going to enable. But here for infrastructure, you can use Terraform or you can use KOps. Have I shown you KOps or not, sir? And you can use multi-node cluster. In real time, we are going to create 5-node cluster. Which node cluster? Most of the cases, 1 master node and 4 worker nodes. If the application is big. Okay. There 3-tier architecture. Here multi-node cluster. How many nodes? 5 nodes. 1 master and 4. Or of course, you can create 2 master and 3 worker nodes. But 1 master 4 is very, very fine. So how the process will be there means, first of all, you are going to take the code from developers and you are going to create the Docker file will create where you are going to store the image on the Docker hub, that is Docker registry. In the term of deployment, first of all, you are going to write the manifest file. Which file? So this Docker file, manifest file, everything you are going to take it from Jenkins. I already said how to take the file from GitHub, run it on Jenkins, and create the image and deploy into the KOps cluster. How can you deploy? With the help of deployment. And how can you expose the application? By using services, right? You can use ingress service, you can use load balancer, anything is fine. Finally, verify the application from the load balancer DNS. So this is the way how we are going to explain the microservice project. Remember, two projects you can put, monolithic and microservice. But don't try to include all of them in a single project. In single project, you don't use Git, Jenkins, Maven, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. That is one of the blender actually. Even if you go to YouTube, I don't know like what kind of work they are doing. See, like think logically, if I integrate all tools and if I do a project that is not going to be real time, if you do it, you don't know DevOps really. I'll prove it lively if you want. How means, sir? What is the purpose of Ansible, sir? To configure the server. That means installing the application to do the deployment. But to install the softwares in the application, like to install the softwares in the containers, directly Docker file is required or not, sir? Docker file will run the everything required for container. That means installing the software will do and deployment also we can do. If the project is microservice, why I need to use Ansible, sir? Think logically. You got the logic point? And coming to the Nexus, Nexus to store WAR files. If it is monolithic, but in microservice, are we going to use WAR file or Docker images? So Docker images we are going to store where, sir? Docker Hub. Why to use Nexus, sir? Of course, Nexus will store Docker image also, but no need to use Nexus. Directly we have Docker Hub, right? So depends upon the project, the tools will vary, mechanism will vary, working methods will be vary. Okay, don't think DevOps is combination of use tools. We are going to put all the tools, then only it is real time. It's not correct. This I can give guarantee. Why? Because I practically proved, right? And you and all of you are agreeing. That's it. So this is going to be the notes which is going to save you for the experienced people. So these notes I'm going to give on your Google Classroom. So go to here and I'm giving these notes on the Google Classroom. And resumes, have I given you resume for you? Yes or no? Let me confirm with mine. Resumes I have given, right? So fresher resume I have given, experience resume also I have given. I'm going to upload these notes first of all. Wait. Yep. I have given this one. You can take it from here. Okay. And one more thing is, so whatever the resume I have given, use the same resume. Okay. I'll explain resume also for you. Don't worry about this one. And but before explaining the resumes, like somebody asked me about GitHub Actions, right? First of all, I'll go for it. Okay. See, GitHub Actions is nothing but if you open your GitHub, from the GitHub directly you can do anything, sir. See, currently you are creating Terraform infrastructure, right? So for example, if I go to DevOps Wareham, GitHub, DevOps Wareham, let's take any project, Jenkins Java project. Are you seeing actions here? Generally, what I done, I go to Jenkins and I create a pipeline and I have done the deployment, right? But here, if you go and see here, there is something called as for deployment. Are you seeing pipelines here? Seeing pipeline or not? For example, for this deployment, I want to create infrastructure. Are you seeing this configuration? From the GitHub only, you can create infrastructure. No, sir, if I want to deployment to the Kubernetes, are you seeing deploy to GKE? That meaning is directly from the GitHub, you can deploy to the Kubernetes cluster. If you want to add security, are you seeing code quality analysis here? That means SonarQube we are integrating, right? Are you seeing SonarQube integration here? Click on configure. Now here you can give the SonarQube URL. You can do everything from here actually. Have you seen this one? Just go here and provide this one. So uses environment. Here you are going to provide the GitHub token environment, SonarQube token environment, SonarQube public IP address. Okay, like this. So what exactly happened? From here, instead of creating the servers, every action and everything is going to perform from here. That is what we can call as GitOps. What we can call as the meaning of GitOps is nothing but every operation if you are performing from the Git, that is called as GitOps. Terraform you can integrate from here. Kubernetes you can integrate from here, and deployment you can do, security you can do, code quality you can do, and artifacts also you can store from here. Everything you can write, whatever you want. If you want me to show, go for actions, and in this action, deleted. Sure. Okay, Arbas, let me check. For deployment, I have seen this one. Here you can write pipeline. How you can deploy? So here we have the pipeline actually, you can create it. If you click on view all, in the view all, so what I want to go for deployment. So just type here pipeline. Here Azure is very, very much integrated. If you see everything we can deploy from Azure. Have you seen Azure here? Basically, this won't support for AWS directly. We need to see. Have you seen AWS ECS deployment? ECS means Elastic Container Service, which is alternative for Docker Swarm. Which one? So if you want to go for continuous integration, click on continuous integration. If you want to deploy a WAR file from Maven, have you seen the configuration here? You can use Gradle and you can use Django. And here you can use Ruby gem for Ruby. And for Node.js project, are you seeing Node.js here? So like this, you can do whatever you want for continuous integration. And for automation, go here. So you can automate these things also. Like for example, if you are having any issues, you can use tail, or there is something called as labeler. Okay. And you can see the manual workflows, like everything you can do from here itself. Simply GitHub actions are nothing but everything if you are doing from Git, there will be some inbuilt services. That is what we can call as GitHub actions. So now coming to the resume of experienced people, guys, experienced people resume is very, very easy. Whatever I mentioned on the resume, everything we done with our own hands. Okay. If you want me to show, object to copy paste from anyone, doesn't matter. First of all, what I'm writing here, having a good experience in DevOps, working with various CI/CD implementation. Have you done CI/CD or not, sir? From code compilation to deployment and maintenance. Solid experience on Linux, Red Hat, and Ubuntu. Have you teach both of them? Red Hat means Amazon Linux flavor will be Red Hat only. Don't worry about it. Hands-on experience on IaaS. Have you done it? Automated infrastructure by using Jenkins pipeline. Have you done it? Worked on CI/CD for Jenkins complete automation. Have you done it or not, sir? Next year. Good knowledge on creating user and restricting permission on Jenkins. Which concept? RBAC concept. In RBAC, we create the user and we restrict them or not, sir? Next, good experience in storing artifacts in S3 bucket. Directly you can upload, or from CLI also you can explore. AWS S3 CP, name of the bucket, name of the file. Or directly manually also you can able to upload. And here in the class, I explain S3 bucket and Nexus. You can put any of them. Completely fine. Good knowledge in configuration management tool like Ansible. You know Ansible, right? Hands-on knowledge of Ansible setup, ad hoc command, playbook, handlers, model. We learned a lot of things actually. Deployment and multi-node cluster with the help of Ansible. Have you done this one? Configuration of servers with Ansible. Have you done this one? Worked for Docker like managing containers, images, establishing communication between them by using Docker network. Have taught in network. And good knowledge on Docker Swarm and Docker Stack. Have I shown you this one? Worked on web server like Apache, Tomcat, database like RDS. Have you discussed this or not, sir? Apart from that, good knowledge in installing and configuration of Kubernetes master node and everything, communication. Apart from this, what namespaces, replica set, deployment, PVPVC, like a multi-container pods. Already we discussed or not. So like this, you can mention whatever you want. And Kubernetes services, like that. Coming to the AWS, have I taught you IAM, VPC, EC2, S3, EBS, and elastic load balancer. And apart from this, you have some other concepts also, you can put it here. And coming to the monitoring, which one used for monitoring? Prometheus and have I taught them or not, sir? Now, in this entire profile summary, have we missed anything? Any one single point at least? Profile summary means what kind of work you have done in all these years. For example, if you are going with 3 years of experience, in these 3 years, what you have done, that is what we can call as profile. Everything is covered or not in our course. That's it. And apart from that, I'll show you one thing also. In the starting day of our demo, I said you one thing. By the end of the course, whatever the responsibilities and roles I have shown in the demo, you are going to learn everything from hands-on. So if you go and see DevOps, see this intro here, coming to the roles and responsibilities. So just see this only one slide. See this one slide here. In this slide, sir, first of all, cloud server network architecture. Have we discussed this one? Network architecture means VPC. Server architecture means 3-tier architecture. Cloud architecture means how cloud servers are going to manage. Configuring and maintaining infra. Have I said this one? Infrastructure. How we have done it? With the help of Terraform and Ansible. CI/CD pipeline. We wrote pipeline for each and every tool. Automating daily tasks. Again, with the help of Ansible and shell script. Shell script you are going to learn from Linux. Okay, you have Linux class, right? From there you can learn the shell scripting. Of course, in our class also I give you every script, each and every script for different tools. Correct or not? Continuous monitoring with the help of which one? Prometheus, Grafana. Migrating from monolithic to microservice. Have I shown this practically or not, sir? And finally, collaboration with all the teams. This you are going to maintain on the company. So how to work with different teams. Now tell me, as per my promise on the demo, have we covered everything? Is anything pending from my end? Yes or no? That's it. Fine. Vanessa, like I'll give unmute option, don't worry. Sure, Vaishnavi, you can mention the full stack course also. You can mention that one also, fine. So this is the profile summary. And coming to the guys here, I'll tell you one thing. Coming to the project, for the experienced people, if you take some experience documents, please take your client information, please take your project information. Okay. So write at least 4 to 5 lines about your client and project information. Here tools, whatever I said, please put these tools on. If the project is monolithic, remove Docker and Kubernetes. If the project is microservices, remove Ansible. That's it. Okay. Like this. And roles and responsibilities, everything we have done. Jenkins pipeline, we create Terraform infrastructure. We use Ansible playbook to install software. Like, don't worry, here, whatever the things I explained on the monolithic project, every point will come one by one. Taking the backup, how can you take the backup? With the help of Nexus, with the help of S3 bucket. And deploying the end product, that means WAR file, where you are going to deploy on Tomcat web app server. Which server? Web app server. Next year, checking and automating if the servers are running out of the disk and monitoring the all service. Like you can use Terraform, Terraform not like Prometheus Grafana. Integrating tools like Git you integrate from Jenkins, Maven you integrate S3. Directly you can use AWS S3 CP command. Terraform I shown you. Tomcat also I shown you. Apart from this, I shown you Ansible and I shown you Nexus and I shown you Docker also. But here don't put Docker. Why? Because it's monolithic project. So Docker won't come under here. Like this. Configured Jenkins. You know how to install Jenkins. You know how to configure Jenkins. You know maintain how to continuous integration also. Next, schedule project. How you schedule the project, sir? With the help of cron job, Polesium. This one. Webbook is not scheduled job. It's directly running job. Okay. In case of project setup, have you created the new Jenkins jobs or not, sir? You know how to configure pre-build and post-build actions. We discussed already. You know what is jar file, what is var file. Jar file is for backend purpose, var file is for front end plus backend. What is the path for deploying var file? Path for deploying var file. Path to deploy the var file in Tomcat. Just now only I said, right? Web apps. Which folder? If you want to deploy, see, these are the silliest mistake. I already said here. You learn from me. Lot of times you heard this one, but still you are missing this point. These are the small mistakes you need to avoid on interview. And what is the part to deploy? Jar file means there is a called meta inf lib folder. Which folder? If you go to Tomcat, there is a folder called libs. In that libs, you will be having jar file, and in web apps, you will be having var file. Okay. Next, maintaining configuration changes from the Ansible server. So writing the playbook, you know, and taking the backup of instance from the AMI. And database backups, you can take script from the database developers. Pulling the artifact from S3, you know, maintaining Confluence page. So this is very important. What is the meaning of Confluence page, you know? In real time, whatever the work you are going to do, every work is going to maintain on a official website for our company called Confluence. It's not official, basically, it's a tool actually. Use it to maintain complete documents of our workflow in real time. See, if you do deployment in real time, you are going to create documentation in Confluence. Now, if I deploy infrastructure, again, you are going to create document on the Confluence page like that. Creating servers, you know, AM, you know, like snapshot, VPC, everything we have done from the AWS point of view. Finally, administrator access, like by using IAM user, groups, roles, everything, and managing AWS configure service for like ELB, EC2, ES3, IAM, VPC. So all these you have done on this project. But remember, for the experienced people, make sure that you are going to put the perfect project, perfect client. So this information will be given by the consultancies whom you are going to approach. And one more thing, there is a tool called SharePoint. For example, in real time, if you want to do any work, you are going to use a ticketing tool called SharePoint. Which one? So in real time, the like tickets are going to seen on this pattern. Like I'll show you it. SharePoint tickets. In real time, this is how the tickets are going to look for user. See, if you want to do a work, you need to have the ticket. Without ticket, you cannot do a single work in real time. Have you seen the tickets here? From which team you got the ticket? What is the ticket ID? What is the ticket title? That means what is the work currently status? Which status it is? What priority? Okay, requested by whom? Assigned it to whom? What date it is created? Like this, if developer want you to ask for deployment, he will create a ticket. Based upon the inputs given as per the ticket, you are going to work in real time. Okay, for ticketing, we can use lot of tools. SharePoint is there. Jira, ServiceNow. No, Slack is a communication channel actually. Jira, SharePoint, ServiceNow, Trello, Workday. So these are going to be a lot of ticketing tools in real time. You can tell any ticketing tool. Okay. Tell SharePoint. You can see the image directly here, right? Like this. Fine now. So this is how the experience resume is going to be. And for fresher, I already given the resume. Don't do any changes on resume. Use the same resume, whatever I have given for you. Okay. Fine. And the last point is, as a DevOps engineer, what is your daily works going to be? First of all, you need to check your mails. If you log off today while coming to early morning tomorrow, first of all, you are going to check the mails. In mails, they are going to assign you some task for you. So you need to check each and every mail and do the work. That's the first priority. Second priority, daily you are going to do at least one deployment. That's your work number 2. And after that, you will need to maintain the infrastructure. So infrastructure will be having a lot of issues. Load balancer might be down. Service might be down. Or database might be down. So you are going to check the infrastructure resources. After, at the end of the day, finally, you are going to collaborate with all teams. And at the end of the day, while you are logging off, you need to attend the Scrum calls. Which calls? Scrum call or daily stand-up call, cadency call, anything. That means you are going to update to your manager what work you have done on all this day. First of all, your work would start with mail checking, deployments, infrastructure maintenance, collaborating with all teams, and updating the work to manager. This is like how the work of DevOps engineer is going to be. Okay. Infrastructure means you can get issue from any side, from the Ansible side, from the Jenkins side, from the Docker side, like anything, not only from one point of view. In troubleshooting, you are going to do very oftenly, sir. Most of the cases, you will get troubleshooting from application side. From the server side, infra side, you won't get issues. Only from application side, you will get lot of issues. Okay. This is the life of a DevOps engineer. And what kind of certification we can write with this course in this market? Certifications are very, very appreciated. Definitely. See, guys, for certification, there will be some separate course. Remember, if you want to certificate, you need to take separate course. For example, if you want to certify on Terraform, there is a course called Terraform Associate Engineer. HashiCorp Terraform Associate. Okay. If you do that one, you are going to do the Terraform certification. No, sir, if I want to do Kubernetes certification, we have CKA, Certified Kubernetes Administrator. For that purpose also, separate course required. In this course, we cannot cover that. No, sir, if I want to do AWS DevOps engineer, again, you are going to learn AWS. See, this is the general DevOps course. In general DevOps course, nobody will cover certificate. Not only me. Even if you go for any of the training institute, in general DevOps course, certification is not going to cover. Why? Because certificate requires some separate course. And that will take along 2 months only for that single course. Okay. But if you want to do certification, I'll tell you top 3 certification of all time. Number 3, Terraform certification, HashiCorp Associate. Number 2, CK, Certified Kubernetes Administrator for DevOps. And number 1, AWS DevOps Professional Certification. So these are going to be your all-time top 3 certification for DevOps engineer. I hope it is clear for you, Vanessa. And again, guys, for fresher also, I'm going to explain this resume for you once. Please see your resume also. This is the only thing pending. See, first of all, name, email, everything, career update, everything. Like here, technical skills, whatever I mentioned on the course, everything is covered here. So use the same thing here. AWS service also, I mentioned some service. If you know any other service, you can put these services also. Come into project, explain monolithic project. Which one? Even you can put 2 projects. They will ask you, you are not working on real time. How you done project? Of course, I don't work on real time, but I have learned the real time knowledge from our faculty. He explained me how the real time, like how he worked on real time. So I have taken some inputs and I worked on it. So I got some knowledge on it. Okay, like that. I have given only one project, sir. First of all, infrastructure by Terraform, Jenkins master enclave, deploying web application. Source code we have taken, generating the WAR file, uploading to S3, deploying to web application with the help of Tomcat pipeline, and monitoring the application with Prometheus. And all this we have done, correct or not? Strengths, languages, certification. Like remember, certification means after your course is completed, Naresh IT will give certificate. Please don't put it. See, certificate and certification are going to different, sir. Certificate means if you do a course, I can give a certificate, Naresh IT will give certificate. But with that certificate, you don't have any use. Certification means you need to pay some amount. For example, if you want to do certification of Terraform, for HashiCorp, you are going to pay some amount, like approximately like 10,000 rupees. How many rupees? So after paying 10,000 rupees or 15,000 rupees, for example, let's take 15,000 rupees, you are going to write one exam. If you qualified in that exam, HashiCorp will give you certificate. And even if you want to do certification from AWS, pay amount for AWS. AWS people will conduct one exam. If you qualify in that exam, they will give you certificate. That is certification. Which one? Certificate means individual or institute will give it. Certification means companies will give it. If you have any, you can put it. NASCOM you can put. Okay. But institute given certification is not going to verify it. Any organization or any top dog, like big companies will give it, you can put it. So coming to hobbies. So I'll tell you one thing. First of all, everyone will put, I have very passion to learn new technologies. Don't put hobbies as listening music. Traveling, cooking. This won't undercome as actually hobbies. Lot of people are used to put cooking as hobby, right? Cooking is a daily activity, sir. It's a daily need. Daily need is not going to be an activity. If you want to live, you need to have energy. For energy, you want to cook food or not, sir? That comes under daily activity. Even traveling also sometimes will come under daily activity. If you go to some distance places like from here to any part of the world, that will come under traveling. But here diary, I am coming from my home to Amirpet. It's not traveling, sir. It's my daily need. Okay, like that. So coming to education, I'll give you a tip. For example, if you are having year gap, but still if you want to go as a fresher, don't mention year of passed out. You are having year gap. See, for example, if you're 2019 or 18 passed out, don't mention year of passed out. Mention everything. Okay. So, and coming to the education, lot of people, what they'll do, education they'll put in top of resume. Guys, remember, with the help of your BTech mark sheet, nobody's gonna give job for you. Even I got 95% in Inter and 90% on BTech, but it doesn't help me. Really, it doesn't help me actually. The only thing that helped me is my technical skills and my communication skills. Both are very, very mandatory. If you have 95 percentage and 90%, like even if you attend for IIT exam also, that doesn't care. Okay, even like my brother is there, like he almost all qualified for IIT, but for him also they haven't seen the mark list. How you are going to useful for me? They asked for this one question only. I will take you in my company, but how you are going to useful for me in my project? Is a straight away question they ask it. If I ask you this question, what will you do? Huh? Skills. Still. The straight away answer you are going to give is whatever the requirement you have. Just give me your requirements. I'll work hard on it and I'll achieve it. I have this much of confidence. This single answer is enough. Currently, don't have any skill, sir, but still he is trying to hire you. In that case, how you are going to help? Give me your skills. Give me your skill set as requirement. I'll work on it. Definitely, I'll match your requirements. You need to tell this answer very genuinely. See, that is going to represent your level of confidence actually. If you are confident enough, you can do anything, sir. But if you are not confident, nothing is going to happen. So coming to the personal details, you can put here details here. So that's fine completely. And declaration. Okay. And for fresher, no need to put two projects. One project is enough actually. Okay. That's it. Yes, Vanessa, you can still access to lab. So finally, guys, this is the end of our journey for today. So it all started on the month of November, right? So it's almost like it's the end of January actually. I would like to ask one genuine question from all of you. Like, how's this journey for you? I'm not getting like any voice from you. Have you felt satisfied, all of you? After joining in Naresh IT and taking classes from me, and what are the subjects, what are the projects to learn from me? Is it completely up to satisfaction for you? So finally, what we can say, sir? Can we say this one, sir? Can you say this one? Sure. I'll take it then. Okay. So I'll ask this one for all of you. So guys, almost all we complete our course, right? So how's the course for you finally? Vartha? Okay then, thank you. Okay, fine. Vartha Varma? Fine. Yeah, thank you, Vanessa. Thanks for the appreciation. And anything if you want to ask. Khatam, Tata, goodbye. Correct only. Gaya, chal gaya. Eh? So guys, one thing I can give is if you are my student, you will be my student forever. Whenever if you want any help, if you want any suggestion, if you want any guidance, I'll be stay here. You can come whenever you want and you can contact me here also. If you're not able to come, if you're not able to travel, all of you have my LinkedIn ID, right? In LinkedIn also you can ping. Okay. See, if the course is done, that doesn't mean the relation between you and me is going to be breakdown. Okay. So it is going to continues like whenever if you want any help from me, if I can do it, you can come here or you can just ping me on the LinkedIn itself. Okay. So finally, it's an amazing journey for you and me also even parallelly. So I hope like you are going to achieve your goals as soon as possible. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for being a part of this course. Hello. Okay. So my LinkedIn ID is going to be it's Raham Sheikh. You can contact here. Like it's real only. Even if you see my what we call this one, you followed already. Fine. Okay. Like even if you say my YouTube videos, right? In my Naresh ID, like if you go to YouTube channel of Naresh ID, you can see my videos, right? That is single take videos only. Everything. Call him. Is it fine? Everything? Okay. So this is my profile actually, Raham Sheikh. You can contact me whenever you want for any queries or any doubts. Or even we have Telegram channel also. You can approach there itself. Contact number I can't share you, Arbas. Okay. Yeah, like you can meet me here directly. Don't worry. You want me to share the link? LinkedIn ID. So it's my ID, okay? So guys, you can take my ID from here and you can send the request there. Future also. So finally, guys, anything you want to ask? We still have few minutes left. Anything, any queries or anything you want me to ask? Any questions from your end? Yep. Dogger network only. Yeah, you are asking something. Screening test, we will update you. Basically, it's not yet confirmed. We will update you. Okay. That I can't give. Why? Because that is the in the hands of management actually. So they will update you. Okay. So initiative, Venkatesh, DevSecOps means in DevOps you are going to integrate security also. That is what we can call as DevSecOps. I think Notes is updated right in the Google Classroom. Let me check it out. Terraform is not updated, huh? Right? How many topics are pending in Terraform? Like, sorry, in Notes actually, how many topics have been not updated? What are those topics? Tell me. Okay, actually, let me do one thing. One of you ping me on LinkedIn. Okay, how many topics need to be updated? Why? Because we don't have much time to check everything now. So ping me on LinkedIn. These are the pending topics from the notes. Okay, topics are covered, but you are saying it's not on notes. I'll update it for you. Okay, then. So it's time to say goodbye for all of you. Anything you want to ask, Mahesh? You forgot. Okay. It doesn't matter if you are working, if you are BSc or civil or mechanical, people will see your last working years, what you worked on. Graduation doesn't matter actually. Come to lab one day. I'll teach you. Okay. I'll guide you. So Monday you can come or Tuesday is also fine. Come on Tuesday. Okay. From 12 I'll be available mostly. Okay. Then thank you. Thank you everyone for being a part of this course. So I wish you good luck for your future. So once you get a job, please let me know. Okay. It will make me very happy. Okay. Then thank you all. Bye. Thank you.